One day, Bodmin decided to go on an adventure. The problem was he didn't yet know how he was going to get there. At first, he thought he might go on his skateboard. But skateboards can be slow, so it could take too long. Then he thought he might go by bicycle, but he hadn't had much practice on his bike, so it could be a bit wobbly. Then he thought he could bounce there on his hopper. But he'd just eaten his lunch and was worried all that bouncing might make him feel sick. He thought he might go by car, but then he remembered that he hadn't learned to drive yet because he was too young. He could fly by aeroplane, but planes have lots and lots of buttons and he didn't want to press the wrong one. Then he thought he could go by rocket ship. That would be exciting, but rockets are very fast and he might end up going all the way to the moon, which would be far too far away. Bodmin thought and thought. Then he had a brilliant idea. The best way to go on his adventure would be to walk. Bodmin loved walking. One morning, everyone was quietly enjoying their breakfast when suddenly Gumpus crashed in through the roof. "Sorry," he said. "That's strange," thought Lou. "That's the third time this week Gumpus has fallen out of the sky." The other day, while walking in the forest, they found him tangled up in a tree. Then there was the day he splashed down into the mud at Bosworthy's farm, confusing all the pigs. Lou simply had to know what Gumpus was up to, so she came up with a plan to find out. The very next day, she set off with Bodmin to solve the mystery. After a long walk, they reached the edge of the great forest, where Gumpus lived in a tall, wonky treehouse. "Shush," Lou whispered. "Let's hide." They ducked behind a bush and kept a lookout for Gumpus. There was no sign of him anywhere. "Where is he?" wondered Lou. They heard some loud noises coming from the shed. "What's he doing in there?" thought Lou. Suddenly Gumpus drove out of the shed in his very latest invention. "Wow, a camper van!" cried Lou and Bodmin. Gumpus disappeared round the back to make some final adjustments. Bodmin darted off toward the van and jumped in. "Eek!" cried Lou. "Come back!" She chased after him. "Come on, Bodmin, we shouldn't be in here," she said. Gumpus got into the driver's seat, totally unaware that he had two stowaways on board. The van transformed into an airship and started to rise up into the air. "We're flying," said Lou. They They stared in wonder at all the strange and fascinating forest creatures as they drifted by. Up they went, right up through the treetops, out above the forest canopy, high into the sky. But then Gumpus had steered them into a tree. Not again, sighed Gumpus. He noticed some owls on a nearby branch. Could you please give me a push? He asked. The owls stared blankly. They didn't understand a word he said. Gumpus was about to jump out with his parachute when he discovered Lou and Bodmin. "We're really sorry," said Lou. "We got here by mistake." "Well, never mind," said Gumpus. "We've got to get you children home." "Oh, wait," he said. "I tried to get the owls to help, but I can't speak their language." "Hey," Lou cried, "I can speak owl." She asked the owls if they could help. "Righto," said the owls. With a quick flippity flap of their wings, they stomped on the roof of the van until it came free. Lou thanked the owls, and they all waved goodbye. Gumpus flew Lou and Bodmin home, just in time for tea.
Yahoo!